The air in Arthur Ashe Stadium was electric. You could feel it humming, a tangible buzz of anticipation that had been building for 2 long years. This was not just another first-round match at the US Open. This was a moment, a homecoming. Venus Williams, a name synonymous with grace, power, revolution in tennis, was stepping back onto the Grand Slam stage. She walked through the tunnel, and a wave of sound washed over her. A legend returning to the place where so many of her dreams were realized. This return, on August 26, 2025, was more than a comeback. It was a testament to a spirit that refuses to be diminished. After a 2-year hiatus, many had wondered if we'd ever see her here again. But Venus has always written her own story. Her familiar pre-match rituals grounded her in the present. The opponent was younger, a rising star full of ambition. But tonight the opponent was also the occasion. A battle against time, against doubt, and against the narrative that her best days were behind her. This was her arena. This was her sanctuary. She took a deep breath, absorbing the stadium's energy. Her presence alone was a victory. The journey is not over until you say it is. As the umpire called for the match to begin, the stadium roared to attention. You could see a mix of emotions dance across Venus's face. The unmistakable glimmer of excitement. There were nerves, a natural tension stepping into such a massive arena after so long away. The first few points felt tentative as she worked to find her rhythm. Shaking off the rust, the champion's mindset was slowly clicking into place. She lost the first set, but you could see something shifting. The initial nervousness giving way to steely focus. Hope began to build in the second set. It started with a single powerful forehand winner that painted the line. The crowd erupted. Venus pumped her fist, a small but significant gesture. It was a sign to herself and to everyone watching that she was still in this fight. She started moving with more freedom, her long strides covering the court with an elegance that has defined her career. The serves started landing with more pace and precision. The shots grew bolder. She was no longer just reacting, she was dictating the points. It was a beautiful thing to witness. She drew strength from the people in the stands. Their unwavering support was a current of energy flowing directly to her. The turning point arrived late in the second set. Down a break point in a game that felt like it could decide her fate, Venus dug deep. The rally was long and grueling. Defense, then offense. Just when it seemed she was out of the point, Venus unleashed a blistering backhand down the line. It was a classic Venus winner. The stadium absolutely exploded. She had saved the break point. She had held her serve. From that moment on, the momentum had shifted.
She broke her opponent's serve in the very next game, letting out a triumphant, "Come on!" that echoed through the night. Come on.
The crowd was on its feet, a standing ovation for sheer will. This was the Venus we all remembered, the fighter, the warrior, the champion who never ever quits. She served out the set with confidence, leveling the match at 1 set apiece. The contest was now headed to a decisive third set, and Arthur Ashe buzzed with the promise of an unforgettable finish. Her resilience was on full display during the most difficult moments. In the third set, fatigue began to set in. But Venus pushed through it with experience, intelligence, and heart. She chased down balls that seemed impossible to reach and fought off breakpoints with clutch serves and daring net play. The crowd's reaction was nothing short of extraordinary. The stadium became a single, unified force willing Venus forward. Every point she won was met with a deafening roar, strangers high-fiving in the aisles. Fans at home and around the world felt it too. Social media lit up with messages of awe. The comeback transcended sport. It became a shared moment of hope. Young athletes watched with wide eyes, seeing a living lesson in perseverance. Venus was showing them a career is not a sprint but a marathon. She is more than a player. She is an icon who has inspired deep affection and loyalty. Her comeback was personal for so many who had watched her grow up on this very court. In the end, the final score was almost secondary. While Venus fought valiantly, she ultimately fell short in a close third set. But the applause that met her was thunderous. As she walked to the net, she was met with a prolonged standing ovation that brought tears to many eyes. They were not cheering for a winner or a loser, they were cheering for a warrior. They celebrated her journey, a reminder of why she is so beloved. In that moment, the outcome didn't matter. What mattered was that she had returned. She had fought, she had inspired, and she had reminded us all what it means to be a true champion. Venus Williams' return to the US Open says something profound about the power of never giving up. In a world that often tells us when it's time to stop, she offered a powerful counter-narrative. She showed that personal timelines are more important than public expectations. She returned to embrace the present. Her story speaks to anyone who has faced a setback in career, health, or personal life. She has overcome injuries and health challenges that might have ended other careers. She has broken down barriers and changed the face of the sport. Her comeback solidified her status as a role model for the ages. She is a symbol of resilience, standing tall even after defeat. Her example gives permission to pursue passions no matter your age or circumstances. It's never too late to write a new story, to challenge yourself, or do something for the pure love of it. Ultimately, Venus Williams' 2025 US Open appearance was a victory for the heart, a celebration of longevity, passion, and the will to compete. She may not have lifted the trophy, but she lifted the spirits of millions. On that warm August night in New York, she gave a masterclass in grace, determination, and the enduring power of a champion's spirit, and that is an inspiration for us all. Thank you, Venus.